Hello, and welcome back to the Fresh Finds podcast. I'm Ryan, and joining me this episode are Joey, Chrissy, and Nick of the Denver Emo band Buddy Bench. How are we doing, guys? Welcome to the show.
Hello. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing very well. It's been a bit of a busy afternoon, but we're here. This is one, I feel like at the beginning of just about every episode, but for real this time, this is one that has been in the works for a very long time, and just the timing hasn't worked out, so I'm really stoked that we finally got to do it about a month after the new record. But before we get too deep, I was wondering if you guys just want to go around, introduce yourselves so that anybody who's only listening to the audio version can put a name to the voice and kind of just say what you do in the band, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, I'm Christian. I guess I am the primary songwriter of Buddy Bench. I've kind of just tricked these bozos into joining my little Don Quixote-esque escapades. Yeah.
I'm Joey. I play drums and keep time poorly for the band.
Nice.
Yeah, that's kind of all I do.
My name's Nick Weber. I kind of came on as in a production role, so I produced the new EP, recorded it in my little space, and I have also been playing guitar in the band. Playing lead, like quote unquote lead guitar, which is stuff that's simpler than what Chrissy is doing as the front person. So, but yeah. That's what it is right now.
That is amusing that you're the lead player, but you're playing simpler stuff than the guy who's doing everything else.
Yeah. It's like, we need a melodic lead line, But yeah, often Christian is just shredding, and I'm like trying to keep up. Yeah, it's really fun. It's a fun challenge for me.
So the band actually formed around 2023? Is that right, or was it a little earlier than that?
Yeah,
that sounds about right.
You came over to my place in June 2023, and we wrote Amoxicillin, kind of just sticking around.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
And how long was it? Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, me and Joey have played music together since high school, so it was really something we've kind of had an established rapport, I guess, musically.
Okay.
And we've worked together for a while, but yeah, just we came back together, I guess, June of 2023, and then bounced a couple song ideas around, and then I guess committed to the idea of Buddy Bench then. But yeah.
So were you guys in other bands together before that, or was it just we're gonna jam in the basement a little bit, kind of do our own thing, or were you guys actually in bands together at that time?
It was kind of a band. We had some parking lot gigs at coffee shops, or
okay.
I don't know, we were in high school, so we played the Battle of the Bands at high school. But not a real band in an official capacity. It mostly was just an excuse to get in Joey's basement and jam.
Hang out.
And then, yeah.
That's pretty sweet. So after that initial kind of meeting, how long did it take for you guys to kind of decide that you wanted to pursue this thing as a band and start writing more songs and working on actually producing stuff?
I mean, I was doing stuff loosely under the name Buddy Bench for a while. It was just kind of bouncing around in my head.
Okay.
So a few tracks from our first EP started as little things I was messing around with in Logic, or started off as school assignments for composition class in college.
Oh, okay, right on.
Yeah. So I guess Joey might actually have more of an answer to this, because you were doing other stuff. You had other bands going on.
Yeah, I was making stuff on my own. None of it will ever see the light of day. But I was also in a band called Accidents Waiting to Happen at the time with two friends, where I was the lead guitar player and drummer simultaneously. And
how did that work?
I would tap a lead line with one hand and play a simple groove with my other hand.
That's so sick, actually.
That band was fun, but I don't know. I don't want to speak ill of anything, but it kind of never really felt like it was making it out of the local town bar scene.
Yeah, that's fair.
So Christian came over one day and we jammed together, and I was like, I already have chemistry with Christian. I think we can make something really, really cool and special. So it was, I hate to use this word, but it was kind of an out of the other thing I was doing to focus on something that was a little
potentially
more
a little more creatively fulfilling. Yeah.
And Christian was living in the city at the time with all of our other friends. I was the only one who still lived in the town we grew up in. And then I moved a little closer, so it just kind of made it so us being able to hang out and jam together was way more viable. And yeah, things just kind of took off from there.
And what was the actual, like, how did you come up with the name Buddy Bench? You said that you were using Buddy Bench for stuff before, like, this was kind of a band. Like, where did that come from?
Well, I don't know. I think it loosely came from, like, we received a Snapchat just like in like our old Snapchat group chat. I think back in high school, maybe this was like freshman year of college.
Okay.
From our good buddy Logan. It was just middle of the night at a playground, and there was a Buddy Bench. I don't know. There's something like weird and like liminal and like kind of freaky Lynchian about this picture, so it just kind of stuck in my brain. But it was really just like it's not the worst name in the world, so it kind of just I don't know. It just stuck in my brain.
And how do you differentiate a Buddy Bench from just a regular park bench?
Oh yeah, we got to define
Usually
Buddy
are
Bench.
labeled.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
say Buddy Bench.
Yeah, this is a thing that I think is.
Is that like a specific Colorado thing?
I don't think so. I think it's just like I don't really know the legality of us using the name Buddy Bench yet, so I think
I feel like it's
keep it on the down low. Keep it on the down low.
I feel like it's not a
but it's just
copyrighted thing. Yeah.
Right. It's just like little like initiatives. Like the concept of it is just like, oh, these fun decorated benches to put on like playgrounds for like elementary school students.
Okay.
Where it's almost like a way for like if you don't have friends to hang out with during recess, you sit on the Buddy Bench, and it's like an open invitation. For someone to come join you on the Buddy Bench. So it's like I guess just like an anti-bullying initiative for kids, or like a community building initiative for like 5-year-olds. And
that's actually kind of cool. I like that a lot.
Right. Like it's kind of sweet, and it's also kind of like just the right amount of kind of funny and like ridiculous. Yeah. It's like I don't know. I like the idea of them.
Yeah, for sure. And then not long after you guys kind of became a band officially, you recorded and put out Venus, which came out in November of that same year.
Yes.
And you guys produced that all just like in your bedroom home studio, basically?
Yeah, I pretty much did everything. That whole first EP is actually all programmed drums. So
really?
Joey would send over just MIDI files. I'm so glad you were surprised by that, because I think it's shit. So Joey would just send me over MIDI files, and I would plug them. Venus is just done Logic SoCal Kit, the classic. After we got Venus out, I invested in a nicer plugin, Addictive Drums.
No, you didn't.
So the rest of
I did.
Joey bought me Addictive Drums. Because we both kind of agreed that, this sounds like shit. So the rest of the EP, the other 4 tracks, were done on Addictive Drums. So everything was done completely remotely, pretty much. I think the only thing that me and Joey did together, besides writing and jamming, was vocals, because I didn't want to scream in my apartment. I wanted to scream in his basement. That seemed like that is a little more conducive to me allowing myself to actually do what needs to be done.
I totally get that, because like I produce all of my music in my apartment, and there's definitely times when I'm like, man, I want to go for this note, and it's like, it's a bit of a stretch, and you're like, man, I don't want my neighbors to be hearing me fucking this up for the next hour and a half.
Right.
Hey, shout out to my roommates at the time, though, because they just had to deal with that, and they never said anything about it. So
champions, absolute champions, sweethearts.
Yeah, I was living in a house with like 5 other people at the time.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
And
they let Buddy Bench flourish, so that was nice.
Hey, that's sweet. And while you guys were working on that, how quickly did you start getting on shows and like playing out in the local area and all that kind of stuff?
We released Amoxicillin, the second single off that EP, in January of that year?
Something like that.
Yeah. January 24.
Venus was like Thanksgiving pretty much, and then Amoxicillin came out that January. I think our first show was March.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was definitely a couple months after the first 2 singles had even been out. We played a few shows, and then I think our third ever show, which was with the A Place for Owls boys, home of Nick Weber.
Of course.
That following November. So it took us like almost a whole year, or more than a whole year even, to the EP dropped in October. So almost a whole year from Venus to the EP drop. We played like 3 shows in between then.
Okay.
And then once the EP was out, we started playing shows a little more regularly. 2025, I think we had a show every month or so.
Yeah, we
every
played a
month or
decent
two.
amount last year.
Yeah.
And what's the scene like around there? Because I'm familiar with like a few different acts. Of course, A Place for Owls, Buddy Bench, Jake G, Finding Arius, I think is from around there too, right?
That's right.
Yeah, Cameron.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I don't really know anybody like outside of that, so I'm curious what the rest of the scene is like, and if there is like a big sort of emo movement there, or if it's like playing with a lot of more indie bands, or what's kind of the deal with that?
It's playing with a lot of heavier bands, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Big
many
heavy
times
scene in Denver.
Right. We have been like the bubble blowing babies of the four band bill.
Of the Buddy Bench Club.
Right. Like we're like with our Buddy Bench name and playing like pop punk adjacent stuff. There's
Pop
a
punk
lot of right. There's a
way.
lot of great stuff in Denver, though. A lot of fun, like kind of mixed bill stuff going on.
Oh, that's awesome.
Broken Record. They're like one of our good friends.
I've definitely heard of that
amazing.
band, but I don't think I've
Yeah.
ever listened to them before.
Oh, they're incredible. Definitely kind of more like, I don't know, like heavy, a lot of like chorus. Like you could tell a lot of them just love The Cure.
Okay.
The Cure, they love Jimmy,
Yeah.
like early Jimmy World.
Oh,
Totally hear that.
nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's like some Weezer in there too, but it's heavier and weirder.
And they
Right.
blow out the speakers of every show they play at.
So loud.
so fucking
awesome.
loud.
They're so loud.
They rock
Incredible,
so
man.
hard.
Yeah, they're
That's
awesome.
sick.
But Mini Love, White Oak Doors,
Mhm.
a lot of like really killer, either like hardcore or like, I don't know, more like melodic hardcore stuff. Or
Okay.
it definitely skews heavier though in
I
general.
think so.
Less to do up in the mountains, so you just make heavy as fuck music.
Yeah, I don't know what
Right.
it is.
I think there's literally
I
a
know.
South Park episode about this.
Probably.
Yeah, for real. I think there is a historically like a lot of like kind of goth punk roots in Denver.
Okay.
So
Totally.
I think that like kind of like scene and like heaviness is kind of like followed through in a big way. But
Well,
I-
isn't Christy Front Drive from Colorado as well?
that's right. Yep.
Yeah, I mean that's huge for emo history. You know, convinced Jimmy Eat World not to be a skate punk band. you know?
Exactly. Yep.
That's
100%.
crazy.
Yeah. The whatever I can't remember what that split was called, but yeah, I mean that's basically why Static Prevails exists. Is Christy Front Drive, which is a Denver emo band.
I was going to say, this is probably a really good question for Nick, because we kind of got ushered into the emo scene through A Place for Owls.
Yeah.
Right.
They did a lot for us.
I feel like there's just a lot going on in Denver, and it's pretty transient too. Just like people tend to, if they're not from here originally, there's just like a ton of transplants, and so much talent just like blowing through Denver.
Okay.
And
Right.
it often results in bands that just kind of like stick around for a couple of years or something, and then just kind of like disappear.
Is it a
'cause
lot
they
of like
couldn't-
college bands too?
I feel like I'm not as connected with the college scene.
Okay.
Yeah, like it happens up in Boulder specifically.
Definitely. Boulder,
like
Fort
if you
Collins.
trip up and down,
Yeah, FOCO.
right? Yeah, like if you're tripping up and down the hill in Boulder, which is pretty much where like all the not on campus student housing is.
Okay.
Yeah.
The hill. There's a lot of like,
Totally.
house shows, people just playing on front porches all the time. But I don't know, I'm not really tapped
Yeah.
into to that
Gotcha.
realm.
Yeah, I feel like in general there's so much going on and just really an incredible amount of talent, but it's difficult for scenes to form because things just don't tend to stick around for super long. So I feel like, yeah, for speaking for A Place for Owls, it took us I think like a few years to feel like we've kind of found our folks in the
Okay.
Denver music scene. But there's definitely a Denver emo thing.
Yeah.
And like Broken Record Creek, this band Blackberry Crush, that's kind of like more
Yeah.
shoegazy. But
That's a cool
there's a lot
name,
going
too.
on. Yeah.
Yeah, they're great. Super
Yeah.
cool folks. I love Blackberry Crush.
Yeah. Like
That's
we
definitely
were
going to
able
be
throw
one
a
that I
whole-
come back to in the edit and like check out.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
I almost
totally.
picked one of their songs, but
That'd be sick.
like we were able to throw a whole Denver Emo Fest these past couple. Well, 2 years ago was Southwest Emo Fest, which was kind of like we included New Mexico, Arizona bands, but this
Okay.
year was all the Denver or like Colorado bands, like
Yeah. Lobster Fight. How could we forget?
yeah, Lobster Fight came down from
Oh, I
Pueblo.
Yeah.
didn't realize they were from around there too.
Absolutely,
Pueblo,
yeah.
which is like an hour and a half sometimes south
Oh,
of
okay.
Denver.
It's like an hour and a
Yeah.
half
Yeah.
from me. So
Which I was like, I can't believe Lobster Fight is playing our stupid festival. Like, this is crazy.
They didn't even headline either. They were like halfway through the bill.
It's
I don't know.
wild.
It's crazy.
And I cried during their set. But anyways, yeah, there's definitely like a thing. But I think it can be hard to like. There's so much happening, and I say this as a if you live in like New York City or something, it's like I can't even imagine. But I think that like it just takes some time. You just kind of got to dig in and get good at making friends, but it's a cool scene.
I feel like the Detroit scene is kind of like that too, where the Detroit metro area is very spread out. So like you'll have you can drive nearly an hour, 45 minutes ish, and still be kind of in like that Detroit metro area. And there's so many just different venues, and they're fairly spread out, and a lot of different styles around as well. And so it's really interesting because like even if you're super tapped in, you can find a whole bunch of stuff that you just never would have found, because it's kind of segmented and splintered, but at the same time it's also like a lot of people are playing like the same venues and stuff too.
Yep. Yeah, that definitely rings a bell.
So obviously the band started out as just the two of you, and then you brought in obviously Nick and Ryan, who couldn't be here with us tonight. How was the decision made that you wanted to expand the family, so to speak? Like, I totally get playing as a two-piece is not nearly as easy and probably a lot harder to kind of fill a space with sound, but was there more to it? Like, kind of what's the story behind that?
I mean, we did play our first two shows as a two-piece. Yeah, we did the lame thing. We just ran bass tracks.
Yeah, we made a very cheap working track system.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, we can get into the track system later a little bit if we have the.
I saw the
time.
first show. It was
jank.
cool. You pulled it off. Yeah.
We're glad about that.
I'm glad
you and Daniel came, right?
Yeah,
that's right. Yep.
Yeah.
The outsider's perspective.
that show's still on YouTube.
It is.
That's right.
Yeah, but we were thinking about expanding it. The goal was always to at least bring on a bass player. We just weren't quite sure how to go about it. Like it was it's hard to like have the idea of like holding like auditions. Like it's kind of like feels like a weird, like almost too formal thing to do. But we just didn't have anyone in our life who could just like
totally get
hop
that
on bass in the band yet. So we were just like, well, we'll ride it out for now. And then Ryan was just like, hey, I'll do it. I can't
Ryan actually approached us about it.
So that was like literally the perfect storm, because we're like, oh shit, we know this dude rips, we know this dude is a chiller, and he's down for the cause. He played and we were sharing a bill with A Place for Owls for our next show, so he literally had no reason not to, except for he had to learn a few songs, which he had already been playing to anyway. He's like, oh, I like the EP, but I would have written the bass this way. I'm like, okay, cool.
Just play it that way then.
So.
I think we were only on that bill. We were only on that bill by happenstance too, right? Like another band dropped.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Yeah. It was Campson from
Campson.
I think they're like Tennessee based, but they were.
They're from Nashville. I know them.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
They're like, this is the date we're going to be coming through Denver, Goosetown. Can you do it? And we're like, could we make it our release show? That's like the day our record comes out. A Place for Owls. And they're like, yeah, that's great. But then
was that for the second record?
This is How We Dig in the Earth. Second A Place for Owls record. Yep.
Yeah.
And then they had to drop for some reason. So yeah, we asked Buddy Bench. But we'd been like jonesing to play a show with them for a long time, so we were happy to make it happen finally. And it was sick.
Yeah, it very much seems like you guys are kind of like sister projects in that way.
Definitely.
At this point, yeah, there are more A Place for Owls members, most certainly on our last record, but just as part of like the live package than there are original Buddy Bench members. So
there's on our song Ashtray on the new EP, there's double the amount of A Place for Owls members on that song than there is original Buddy Bench members.
That's true.
Incredible. Yeah, another thing that I was thinking about while we're talking about playing shows and all that, have you guys played outside of like your local area much? I actually don't know if you guys have like really toured or anything like that.
No, we have yet to play a show really outside of 10
Denver.
miles of Denver.
Okay.
Yeah. We're thinking maybe with the EP, this like people are asking. It's just not something we've done before, so we'll have to figure it out. It is
For
harder.
sure.
Like I feel like if we were based in like somewhere in the Midwest, their major markets that are so much closer. So it's
everything's
a lot
everything's
easier
so
to book,
far
like,
away.
a weekender.
Yeah.
We are like in our own weird, freaky little island over here in Denver. So really, the nearest like market or like city is going to be
California.
7-8 hours away at least, and that's like Albuquerque maybe.
That's the thing
yeah.
I've seen on a lot of like tour routing and stuff like that is usually there's like just a travel day in between like Denver and whatever the next thing is because it's so far away from anybody else that you have to basically drive a full day just to get there, and then you don't want to play a show and like all that.
But it ends up being
Place
worth it
travels.
most of the time. Like
Right.
a lot of bands that come through are like, this is kind of a ravenous audience. Like that, I feel like that's something we get a lot. From touring
We're
bands,
so hungry for anything.
yeah, totally. So I think we make it worthwhile.
The other thing I always wonder about touring bands playing there or bands from there that tour other places is I always wonder, because you hear about it in sports all the time, the conditioning of the air pressure and how people who are from like Denver and kind of that area don't have nearly as many issues with like breathing stuff, whereas like everybody who comes from closer to sea level obviously has a lot more issues with that. I would have to imagine it'd be the same vocals and like even if you're not doing vocals, just leaving everything out on the stage. I would have to imagine that's got to be something to think about too.
Almost every band, like professional touring band I see that comes through, mentions it at some point.
I was going to say, I've literally never been to a show where the band didn't go, man, it's hard to breathe here.
Yeah, exactly. At almost every show, yeah.
That's amazing.
Definitely.
We're training at altitude.
Exactly. You guys are doing the altitude training so that it's like in Dragon Ball when they train with the weights and stuff like that.
Right.
Exactly.
Big old broccoli weights.
Yeah. So obviously, kind of moving forward a little bit, 2024 was when you released the first EP, Dibs on First Rips, which then also kind of became your record label for both of those projects, the First Rips Records.
Yeah.
Where did that whole thing come from? You guys have such interesting naming conventions for things. You got Buddy Bench, you got First Rips, and they're all like so
true.
specifically you, which I love.
I think Dibs on First Rips came from it's another high school thing, so from our old band.
From that high school band.
Yeah, so our buddy Chase always had like a plethora of vapes. So he was the one that we would all bum off of.
Sure.
And he was also the oldest one. He had a driver's license. So he was like a provider in every sense, So he'd give us rides everywhere. He would give us nicotine. And we would just like jokingly, like he'd always park at the top of the hill. It's like, yeah, first one of the truck gets first rips.
Yeah, it was essentially shotgun, but it was first
Okay.
Right. Yeah, it's just like a stupid inside joke, but I don't know. I think it's fun.
I do too. I think that's great. It always reminds me of the first Harrison Gordon record on streaming. The record label is just Bring Back Bush Apple. Like I always love little things
That's
like
great.
that where it's just like a little joke. Like it's great.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So moving forward now fully to the new project. You guys released this project, which is, I have to pull it up so that I actually get the full title right. Homes Like Cells, Bodies Like Ashtrays, which came out almost exactly a month ago. We're a couple days early as of recording.
Damn.
This.
Let's go.
But
Damn.
how was the progression there from kind of the first thing where it was a lot more not really divorced maybe, but like a lot more you each individually doing your things versus bringing in Nick to help produce it, having a fuller lineup. How different was that process this time around?
Still kind of a very similar writing process. It was done very remotely still for the most part, especially because the genesis of bringing Nick on was first and foremost as a live member, I guess, and not necessarily as a primary contributor to the songwriting. So it was still very much like, hey, Nick, you have great intuition. He's a saxophone player, as you hear a little bit on the record. It's like snuck back there in the mix.
That was another thing I was going to ask about, but you beat me to it.
Christian also played
There's
sax on the EP.
two people playing saxophone.
Yeah,
on
two
Earth.
people playing sax.
Really? Wow.
I bought a saxophone maybe 2.5 months ago. I've never played saxophone in my life.
Okay.
But I picked it up because I wanted to play sax on the record.
That's sweet.
So, yeah, Nick plays saxophone on the first track, and the saxophone on the last track is me. Yeah, fun little side note.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I guess it was still very much like, hey, Nick, you with your saxophone player intuition, come up with something cool.
Yeah.
And we'll put the song together in one practice, and then the show's like 2 days after that.
Yeah, what show was that?
Pretty much what.
It was the Skylark show. It was the World's Greatest Dad show. It was
World's
the first
Greatest
one you
Dad.
played
World's
with us
Greatest
on.
Dad.
Shout out.
Also on YouTube.
Good hat.
Good hat.
Nice.
That one is
Good
recorded.
band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys have a lot of
so-
shows out on YouTube, it sounds like.
I have
YouTube
a lot of
is
shooters
fun,
out
yeah.
here that are willing to record shows for us.
Yeah.
Everybody
They're all
has
from the
shooters.
Tekken community. I love them a lot.
Oh, hell yeah.
Shout out Tekken community.
But a lot of what made it onto the record, as far as what Nick is doing, is just stuff he came up with in like a week in preparation for that show where we played like.
That's true.
Okay.
Yeah, I forgot about
Right.
that.
Yeah, we're like, so you're gonna do that on the record since you're recording us anyway, right? And then that's how we kind of just finagled him. It's like he's just
An
gonna bring it up.
incredible ruse. Yeah.
Right.
Twisted
He was
his
kinda
arm a little bit.
non-committal.
Yeah.
Right, he's non-committal at first, and we're like, well, we're just gonna have it happen like naturally.
Worked out.
We're
same
going
with
to bully
Ryan,
you
too.
into it.
Right. Yeah. Dude just we send him like record little GarageBand demos of just like chord progressions, maybe a little vocal melody, like rough just scratch stuff, and he just kind of cooks. And we pretty much never have notes for that guy because he's a wizard. He just
That's awesome.
he knows
That's
what
pretty
needs to
much
be
He's
done.
crazy.
our writing process entirely in this band is Christian goes, I wrote something, and then I'll like cook up a MIDI drum part really quick, see if everyone's vibing with it, and then that's about it. We just go from there.
Yep.
Yeah.
So are you writing these parts and then learning them later on the drums?
No, so on my E-kit here, I actually just play them
Oh, you
actively.
program it on
Yeah.
the E-kit. Oh,
Yeah, so I play
okay.
it on the E-kit,
All
and
right.
then I, make everything nice and tidy before I send back the demo.
Yeah, I was imagining you like placing it by hand and then being
No,
like,
that-
"Oh,
oh my
shit, I
God.
have to learn it."
Just draw.
The EP wouldn't be out
Drawing.
yet.
Right.
For
Yeah.
sure. And then this is also a really interesting project because it's a lot more mature lyrically. This is like a concept project for you guys, but also like a really big step forward in your sound as well, because I feel like the first EP was a lot more kind of not fully, but a little bit more like fifth wave emo, more straight up. And then this almost goes into like a post-rock, post-hardcore kind of like direction in a few, which I think
Yeah.
is so cool that it gets really fucking heavy in a few spots.
Let's go.
I'm
Love that.
curious what motivated that shift, if it was just you were feeling a little bit darker like in your life and just felt like that was where it needed to go, or
A little bit. I will say, as far as like thematically, sonically, just the overall tone of the first record, Dibs on First Rips, I almost like from the get-go just wanted to get all of like the fifth wavy breakup emo, woe is me, like I'm just gonna sing about like an ex-partner shit out
Sure.
of the way. That way I cannot give myself like a reason to return to that mode of writing. Like it's just it's
Okay.
out, it's done. It's tired. I'm just gonna get it out of my system because it's just like there's a little there and that's it. Very,
I feel like it was
Full
kind
Metal
of a
Alchemist,
good
like, burn
foot in the
house down
door
a little bit.
too, where it was like foot in the door with like, this is a bit more of like what people are expecting when it comes to an emo band, and then you're
Right.
able to kind of give them the 1-2 punch, really kind of hit
Yeah.
them with something a little unexpected this time around.
That's
Right.
it.
And like I think the first EP is like both records are very like I don't like to be in one mode for too long. I feel like both records kind of do a lot. But
For sure.
the first one was kind of a little bit more in like a throw shit at the wall and see what sticks kind of way, where the second one felt a little more deliberate. I think I got better at like finding the threads to connect all the songs together and like form a record. But I did from the outset kind of want both EPs to be very like thematically tight and like lyrically cohesive from start to finish, and almost like practice and flex those muscles a little bit. So when it comes time to write a full length LP, because I do love like concept records, that
me
it'll
too.
be something I've done twice in a smaller capacity.
And you're kind of
But yeah,
working on that first LP right now, right?
I just now starting. Yeah, I think
Okay.
I have like the first track of side A and first track of side B.
Nice.
Which I think is a fun place to start. Things are taking shape. Little clouds are forming.
I can see the gears turning in your head a little bit as you're like kind of envisioning it, talking about it.
Right.
And
But yeah, I just wanted to like not allow myself to kind of return to that mode of songwriting. Where the second one, I don't know. I feel like the general vibe and tone of it it's a very different world than it even was 2 years ago. It's the same, but things more of the same has happened, and it's kind of come to a boiling point. So I guess in like my brain, I've just been in this like a little more specific dour mode for the last couple of years. So it's obviously going to show up in the second record a little bit more.
And that was kind of what I was getting listening to it. I only read along with the lyrics for the first time this afternoon, getting ready to record. Every other time it was always I put it on while I was doing something or whatever. So it was like I'm very much a vibes guy when I listen to music for the first time. I'm not somebody who picks up on the lyrics right away. And so there were like a few lines that I got here and there, but this was the first time that I read along with it. And to me, it really does feel like kind of watching the world hit a boiling point, especially in the age of social media where it's just information overload constantly, as opposed to, even 10, 15 years ago when it was a lot more of like the TV news cycle. Now we're getting updates constantly, and it felt like that was kind of where it started and then kind of went in a direction of talking about like self-medication a little bit, and then ultimately the fallout afterwards. That's what I got from it.
Totally.
Yeah,
spot on. It's just like you're saying, like the information overload, kind of like attention economy is like it's kind of one,
Yeah.
It's just there's kind of a certain like emotional distance where like you kind of have to adopt under this like crumbling, ever so slowly crumbling late capitalism. There's like this like emotional distance you kind of have to adopt to not like completely fall apart as a person.
Yeah.
So yeah, just kind of hit right on the head.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's more analysis I've done of our own EP.
I cooked that up in like 5 minutes, man. But the other thing that I do really like, I love that you did a Place for Owls feature on the closing track, and specifically I really like how you used Ben's vocals at the beginning of the track. It almost feels like the same character but a little bit more mature, like maybe 10 years later or something, looking back on everything. And I really like the way that was done, because it really feels like just kind of like a slightly more mature look back on the same things that have been talked about throughout the rest of the project.
Right. Yeah. And I that was kind of deliberate from the get-go. I wrote that song and I almost did have like Ben in mind for that specific purpose. I think Ben is just one of those like figures in my life. He's almost like a cool like older cousin figure to me at this point. Like he is just like this like role model, but he's like into the same shit I am. He was like into like emo music, but he's also like grabs you on the shoulder and dispenses some like serious wisdom. And like I wrote that song and I immediately thought of Ben. I texted him a video of me playing this song and I'm like, you're singing on this and it's gonna be the last song on our record. And to that point, I was kind of like, hey, if there are any lyrics you want to change, go for it. We can hop on like a FaceTime call or a Zoom call. I forget what it was. And I want to make this like you. I don't want to make this your own. Because Ben is not someone who sings songs he didn't write. This is, to my knowledge, the first time he's ever done something like this. So I wanted to make sure he was comfortable in the process. Yeah. I think so, at least based on what he's told me. And from what I just know passively.
I think that's right.
he expressed like some concern at first too, because he's like, this is not something that I've ever done. So I wanted to be like, hey, he did tweak a couple lines to like make it feel more of his own, and I'm glad that shone through. I guess I'm glad
that's cool. Yeah,
came through.
And he's a very insightful guy too. Like I've just started a new job like about a month ago now that I'm doing a lot of like warehouse work and stuff like that. So I'm listening to a lot more podcasts and stuff like that to like get me through. And I started listening to the Holy Fool podcast that he does, that I know, Nick, you've been on. And I think you guys were on an episode or two as well.
I think we were the first episode.
Yeah. But I swear I could listen to that dude talk for hours on end.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I don't even smoke, and he's like, "I'm going out to get a cigarette." And I'm like, "I'm coming.
Yeah,
I'm coming with you," because he's about to impart some wisdom distilled from like, I don't know, the American Spirit Blues, and everyone who smoked American Spirit Blues before him.
I made a joke on Twitter the other day that people it's worth going out to the smoking patio even if you don't smoke, because people who do are the best conversationalists.
That's
Absolutely.
so true. There's great cultural value in the smoke break. Yeah,
exactly.
Unfortunately,
may not be good for your health, but it's definitely good for your soul, I think.
Absolutely,
which is just
many such
important.
cases. Yeah.
All right. So I think that we're getting to a good kind of transitionary point here, unless there was anything else that you guys specifically wanted to touch on that I may have missed.
I don't know. Yeah, I feel like that's I've pretty much said all my thoughts on the general concept of the record. Anything more, I feel like I would just be rambling for the sake of rambling.
That's fair.
There's certain things where it's like I made an EP for a reason instead of just talking for 5 hours straight about what I thought. No one wants to hear that. No one wants to hear that.
That's fair.
Make a video essay on like the state of things, or like
Right.
A video essay on your own work is crazy.
Yeah, right. Well, the funny thing is, I've like not that, but like coming from like the audio production side of things, you see a lot of people do like mix breakdowns and stuff like that, and that's something that I've always thought would be a cool thing to do. But at the same time, I'm like, it almost feels a little masturbatory in a way to like do this thing and just be like, oh yeah, this is how I did this is how I did this, and act like people are gonna care about it. It's like maybe they will, but also maybe they won't, and I'm just spending like however long doing this thing talking about something that I did when I could just let it speak for itself at the same time.
Right. Yeah, and I think I can speak for all people who are connected to music and musicians themselves. We all know sometimes guitar players just need to shut the fuck up. Like we're a little too into ourselves from the get-go, so we kind of got to like reel ourselves in and beat the allegations a little bit.
That's you're interesting though. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say that's also why, except for the case of Nick Weber, why you don't let the guitarist mix the album, because the guitars are just going to be too loud and everything else is going to be too quiet.
I appreciate that. I did make the guitars pretty loud, so I thank you.
It needed it. It's just that kind of record. It needed it. I'm so happy we got a guitar player to mix the record.
I appreciate that.
What were you going to say, Joey?
It's not. I was just going to be mean to Christian for a second.
Oh, okay.
I was going to say I need him to talk more often, because we'll be mid conversation. He'll pull out his phone sometimes, and I go, "Oh, it's phone time now," and then we're done talking for the next 5 minutes.
Gen Z iPad baby motherfucker.
iPad baby screenager.
I've never heard that.
I haven't heard that one either. That's good. All right, so transitioning to the next part of the episode here, while we're on a real high note, we're going to go around sharing some independent, up-and-coming DIY music, some fresh finds, if you will. I'm going to have the first one. We're going to kind of go around. We've got a couple of double picks at the end to make up for the fact that the other Ryan was unable to join us. But to get everything started off, my first song that I wanted to play is from beloved Chicago emo band 10 Month Summer. This is their most recent single, which came out late April. It's the second single off of their upcoming EP that I forget the name of, but I will look it up during the break. But anyway, this is Broken Fist in a Boxing Glove by 10 Months Summer. Month Summer, best band. Those guys are great.
Yeah, baby.
Incredible.
That was sick.
Incredible.
First off, I really love hearing the studio version because I've been listening to the other version that was on the Live at G-Man record for a couple of years now, because that came out even before their first official EP, and
Right.
it's so cool hearing like the full studio version finally.
Yeah.
Those guys
Yeah,
just they know how to write a song, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that Broken Fist, like a boxing glove, is probably it's one of the most evocative things I've heard in an emo song.
Yeah.
Like, God, I have so much just adoration for that track. I don't know. I think, me and Niche, that dude's a smart fucking cookie.
Yeah.
But me and Niche, I feel like we're feeling a lot of the same things as, like, I don't know, the first track on our EP.
That was
But
part
I
of the
don't know,
reason that I wanted to play this, too, was that thematically
Right.
it felt very similar.
It feels similar, but oh my God, just that phrase is just so evocative and so simple. I feel like it just permits him to speak a little more bluntly for the rest of the song.
Yeah.
Where,
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like my track definitely lives in the more abstract, in the more like in the blurry. It's not as bold, I'd say, as Niche was on
I
that
get
track.
that.
It's just incredible piece of writing. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's an amazing piece of writing.
I also love how their sound has kind of evolved a little bit with a bit more vocals from the rest of the gang as well.
Yeah.
I know that Scumdrop does the screams the couple of times. Maybe them as well, but it might be one of the other guys. I love in that, I think it's like a post-chorus maybe, when they do the sort of two vocal thing where there's the one like longer melody and then the harder to swing, like at the same time. I love that back and forth too.
Like
I wrote that in my notes exactly.
Yep.
Was that spot? Yeah.
I'm not trying to steal all your talking points, Joey.
No, that's okay. I mean,
Every time I hear
that
this
stuff
band,
was-
I just like want to hear them live so badly.
Yeah.
I was so stoked to get them on the 5-year anniversary show, Fresh Fest, that I did back in October.
Yeah,
they were
that's right.
incredible. I was so stoked that they said yes to that.
Incredible band.
Yeah.
I also-
and I've not connected super closely with any of really the other guys in that band, like Charlie and the other folks. But Niche is another one of those people where it's just like I could listen to them talk for just ever. They have such just like a powerful choice of diction all the time. Like just really like one of the most eloquent and like profound people I've ever interfaced
Are you a member
with.
of their Discord?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say because I love anytime he does one of like the one of the listening parties for like a new song that they do or something like that, and hearing him just kind of talk about the thought process of the songs or like what they mean or like anything like that. Because like you said, just incredibly well expressed everything that he says. Like it's so good. I also
never a wasted word.
really like the cover that they chose for this single too.
So good.
Because it looks like it belongs on like the back of a T-shirt or something. Like it's a classic
Definitely like a hardcore
Yeah,
type of
exactly.
thing,
yeah,
Yeah,
it's so
like
sick.
90s emo.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good.
And then kind of giving the little bit of detail that I didn't have leading into this. This is the second and I believe final single from their upcoming second EP, which comes out on the 15th of this month. So
Nice.
in a little over a week and a half for anybody watching live, and it will probably be out by the time this episode, the edited version, comes out. But that is coming out through We're Trying Records. Really stoked for that.
Yeah, for sure.
What do we have up next? I believe it was Chrissy's selection next. If you want to introduce that tune.
Absolutely. I chose one of those new Hey I Love You tracks from that single they just put out, the 2-track single. It's just another one of those bands. Yeah. It's just one of those bands that everything they've put out is just taking a swing in some direction. But they always fucking nail it. Like they're just so unafraid to just like do whatever.
Yep.
I don't know. They're just champions of their craft, and there's always going to be like they understand the power of like just from the fact that they wrote it, it's going to have like some sort of like through line and connection, and they're I don't know, unafraid to just take weird swings and just go like left field.
Well, and that's the thing that I think is really cool about them is they'll go back and forth between doing kind of like a digicore thing and doing like a very like just straight up screamo song. Yeah. But because it's, you know, the same group of people doing it, there is that through line that connects them a little bit, even if it feels very, you know, left or right one way or the other.
Totally.
They also called us theater kids one time.
That is true.
On your podcast.
On your podcast.
Oh, I forgot about that. That's such a...
Did they play a Buddy Bench song?
Such a funny
The
deep dive.
Observer before the EP was out.
Yeah.
They
No
heard
way.
The Observer. And
I forgot,
crazy.
I forgot that we premiered that. That's so funny. I totally forgot that was a thing.
Wow. Such lore.
Incredible. All right. Well, I'm going to load up the song here real quick. Try not to stank face challenge. Level impossible.
The whole song.
Just gnarly fucking track.
It's insane. I'm actually so stoked that you played that too, because this came out, I think, like either last week, right?
This
a couple
week?
days ago.
I think so. Yeah.
I hadn't
Like
gotten the
Tuesday or
chance to
something?
listen to it yet, so I'm so stoked that like my first
It's
reaction is
unbelievable.
forever immortalized on the podcast.
Literally, the only thing I put in my notes was "What the fuck?" question mark.
Yeah. Yeah. I was hanging out with Nick Xander Equipment and our friend Gannon, also here in Colorado, last night, and we were just like gushing about this track, and I was like,
Incredible.
"Oh shit, that's my fresh find pig right there."
Hell yeah.
Admittedly, had not given as much thought as I needed to as to what songs I was going to bring to the table this week. So like, there's one. This song's fucking insane.
It
But for
is.
it to start out so disgusting and then just be so catchy in that like little chorus section,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
I feel like I got
Yeah.
5 songs for the price of one.
For
Yeah.
real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then when you get the slow riff, it's like so disgusting in such a non-intuitive way. And then
Right.
you get the gang vocals at the end.
Yep. I
It's just
love
like
that-
so animal brain satisfying to me on so many
Right.
levels.
Right.
Well, and the heavy parts have such a like new metal bounce to them too. Like
Yes.
Yeah.
you go in and you're just like, I can't just not do that the entire time. You know, it's
Right.
Absolutely.
such an infectious groove. I wonder at some point, because you know how like sometimes there'll be a band that just has a sound that's so distinct to them that eventually people start ripping it off and they start calling it like just that band core. How
Yeah.
long do you think
Right.
it's going to be until we just get a whole bunch of Hey I Love You core bands?
I think it's probably already
Soon.
happened. Like
I think you're
I
right.
don't know.
I
Yeah.
think they're bubbling up right now.
Yeah.
I want to do just like a weirdo EP where I just do a bunch of random bullshit that I would never put on a Buddy Bench record, and
That'd be so sick.
Yeah.
I want to do some shit. So I'm gonna be guilty of it. I'm gonna say that.
I love it. I want that band to be as influential as possible. They should be. So shout out Billings,
They deserve
Montana.
it.
My birth town is where Caleb is from.
Really?
When A Place for House played in Billings on tour, Caleb ran our merch and is just like the loveliest person.
But yeah.
And-
You've run that gambit on a few people.
That's right. Yeah.
Right.
But
So I take it you've been
love-
roped into running merch a couple of times?
That's how we met them.
That's
Hell
right.
yeah.
Yeah. They kind of volunteered. Kind of, sort of. I don't know.
Ben Soy came up to us drinking his. I know you. I think from the internet. You want to run merch for us? Yeah.
And the rest,
Yeah.
as they say, is
It
history.
is history. I do want to say also, Hey I Love You sometimes reminds me of this band called Crying that I think more people should listen to.
Yes.
They
They
have a
actually
record from
played
2016. Yeah.
a crying song on the episode that they were on.
Oh, did they?
Like a year and a half ago.
I
Yeah.
don't think I've listened to that. I need to listen to that.
Oh, you would love it.
Okay, sick. I'm glad that I actually made a real connection. But that record, if you haven't listened to it, 2016's Beyond the Fleeting Gales is wonderful. Hey I Love You feels like, in one way, like a huge, crazy evolution of like what they were doing.
Totally. Well, and it feels like it's like a continuation because Crying,
Yeah.
like before that album, had quite a different sound too.
Yes,
and
totally.
so it felt like they kind of evolved, then they stopped doing anything, and then Hey I Love You came onto the scene and almost picked up where they left off.
Absolutely.
In a way. They feel like a spiritual successor
Yeah.
in a way.
Yeah, I feel that.
All right, so what is our next tune gonna be here? I believe this was the Joey pick.
I'm Joey.
Yeah. Do you want to introduce the
Joey.
song?
Which one?
That's me. It was the Spitting Image.
Okay. So this is a local band in Colorado. We've played a few shows with them. They're the homies. We were talking about earlier, like how we keep opening for post-hardcore shows. Coincidentally,
Yeah.
This is one of those bands. This is the first time I've ever seen a man crawling on the ceiling rafter during a set. It was during this band. But yeah, they're awesome. I love their music. One of the shows we played with them, I got to borrow the drummer's snare, whose name I'm forgetting. Forgive me. And I immediately went out and bought
shit.
that snare
Yeah.
like the next day. So that kind of wonky-ish sound to my drumming is actually hugely inspired by them. He made it sound a lot better, but
Okay.
but yeah, this song's really good. I think we should just listen to it and talk
right.
about it.
Yeah.
That guitarist shreds, man.
That's
Holy-
correct.
Everyone in that band is so talented.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out where I even want to start with that.
Right.
Like, there's so many cool different things. I think one of the first things, broad strokes, that I find really interesting is there's sort of this new post-hardcore sound that's kind of happening right now, where there's a lot of post-hardcore bands that are playing with a lot cleaner guitar sound that I find really interesting. And these guys are kind of along those lines.
Yeah, they've definitely got some tracks too that are a little harsher in tone all
yeah.
around.
For
but,
sure.
Totally.
Yeah.
It's just really interesting to see that, like, what was the name of that band? I think it's Super World or something like that. Have you guys seen that?
I don't know this band.
No.
I'm not familiar.
Hold on, if you're interested, I can maybe pull up like a song from
Yeah.
it and just like play like
Sure.
a quick
Yeah.
second of it. Just
Totally.
I'll input it into the edit, but it won't be an official pick because we won't listen to the whole thing. But this band kind of does a similar thing.
Love the art. Yeah.
It's very good.
Put me down in spite. I'm tired of this pending fight.
Like, kind of similar thing going on.
Yeah.
You know
Sick.
what I'm talking about? Great album,
Yeah.
by the way. Like, just a little
Excited to
bonus
check that
pick
out,
for
yeah.
anybody. But
Yeah, I need to check that out so bad.
it's so interesting seeing that, and also like even a little bit in the hardcore scene, like with bands like Military Gun and stuff like that, almost
Right.
being like a cleaner guitar sound too. I find it really interesting that there's these heavier genres that lean into that a little more.
Totally.
There is a counterintuitive thing where sometimes like more gain does not necessarily equal more heavy.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
You need to have the riff. It's the riff
Got it.
behind it more
Right.
than anything else.
and
I
the
like.
feel.
Yeah. The other thing that I specifically noticed was like on the chorus, vocally, it reminded me a lot of like late 2000s like radio rock in a way. Like it
Yes.
sounds
Right.
like
Right.
something that my local station would have played. It would have been one of the edgier songs that they would have played at the time. But it would have been something that they might have played. And I find that really cool too, seeing kind of like that radio rock sound a little bit come back too.
Yeah, it's like they also have like these like big catchy radio rock hooks.
Yeah.
But God, just seeing them live, they have like the energy of like the scariest band ever, and it kind of just meets like right in the
Yeah.
middle. And it's such a good group.
The singer during one of their songs was one of the people crawling on the ceiling rafters during
Yeah.
their set.
Oh, this is a sound of circle. Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah, led
Yeah.
by example.
they were crazy.
I
to
think
watch.
we also got Pastor Dan to crowd surf during one of their songs.
Yeah, there were
We
pictures
did.
Yeah.
We
of
did.
Daniel from A Place for Owls crowd surfing at the Spitting Image show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That is a crazy thing about Denver hardcore and like post hardcore though. You can like show up and just be like, and just see this guy play guitar, and it's like that's one of the best guitar players I've ever heard. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
yeah, they're definitely that kind of band.
Musically, they fit with you guys. I feel like it makes a lot of sense that you guys played on a bill with them, because I was listening to it and I was like, I totally, especially the newer stuff, I'm like, I totally get where this kind of like goes to. And the same snare too, apparently. That
What
drummer
it,
is also just insane.
It's the Joey
Crack.
Jordanson signature.
Yeah, the Slipknot
Yeah.
guy signature.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Get these fat snares out of here. We want the
Dude.
cracks.
Right.
I'm fighting for my life at my church right now. It's
It's not a
I'm
church snare.
I'm so sick of the snares that sound like floor toms.
Yeah. Get out of here.
I also, before we move on, I just got a fan submitted question in real time.
Whoa.
Let's go.
My good buddy Parker wants to know what your favorite beer is. Everybody.
Oh shit. So we live in Denver.
Yeah.
All the good shit is made here. You know, I'm gonna put official statement there. Best beers in
Definitely
Denver.
a good brewing city for sure.
I
You know
have
what?
my
This might
answer.
bridge the gap. little Denver, Michigan solidarity.
That's
Yeah.
true.
You ever try Avery Brewing Co. White Rascal?
No.
Because they started as a Colorado thing, but there's a merger a couple years ago with a company in Grand Rapids. So I know you can probably find them at like a liquor store near you.
Who did they merge with?
I don't know.
Now I'm really interested.
Let's Google it. But imagine a Blue Moon, but just like a little better, and there's like some coriander in there.
Okay.
I literally had one earlier in like 2 Chicago dogs across the street, and I was happy as a clam. Avery Brewing
with
Co.
Founders,
merger.
of course.
With
Yeah.
So you know who that is.
Oh
There you go.
yeah, of course. Yeah. Founders is huge around here. They're like probably number 2 brewery after Bell's from Michigan, I
Cool.
would say.
They're probably, absolutely one of the like largest national craft brewers here in Denver too.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I'll
So that's my
definitely
answer. White
look for
Rascal.
that.
That's a good one.
Hell yeah.
I have an answer.
I don't drink a lot of beer,
Oh.
so please take the question.
This is maybe
Voodoo
recent.
Ranger.
Yeah, exactly. Voodoo Rangers. No, this is probably recency bias, and partially nostalgia. Weirdly, but there's a beer called Democracy Manifest by Comrade Brewing Company, which is
Whoa.
Colorado.
I think I've had that before.
It's so good. They converted this
Comrade
schoolhouse.
Brewing Company.
Yeah.
Wow.
They converted this schoolhouse in like Denver downtown, like near Cap Hill, into sort of like a, I don't know, you can get good food and beer and stuff. It's kind of like a tap house thing. It's really cool.
Oh, cool.
This is cool.
But I had it there and it blew my mind. But also it's referencing a viral video that was recorded apparently in 1991 of this dude being arrested. So if you look up Democracy Manifest
Oh,
by
that's a classic.
Comrade, like the guy on the logo is the man in the viral video, which is definitely
Cool.
worth a watch.
Pretty sure I heard he passed away recently.
Did he?
Oh,
you,
no.
you know this
Yeah,
video?
within the last
Unfortunate.
6. Yeah. Yeah, this is Democracy Manifest.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
A succulent Chinese meal.
Yeah.
Pour one out in his honor.
Yeah, pour one out. But that's really good. It was like the first IPA type. Like, I think it's a pale ale, but it was like the first thing that was made in Denver that was like kind of pale ale IPA adjacent. That kind of like, I was like, whoa, what is this?
Yeah.
So I like that one a lot.
Hell
I need
yeah.
to check out this Comrade Brewing Company. They
That's
seem
cool.
like the counterbalance to, I don't want to say their name, but down the street from me, Nick, there's a brewery named after a certain Italian fascist movement. And I don't know if they know, but I
boy.
think they do.
Likely.
Interesting.
Likely. Italian owned. So
Interesting.
Ooh.
Womp womp.
Denver man. I don't know.
What do you do?
Super Denver coded.
Right.
All
Unfortunately.
right. So moving on, Nick, your first pick. Let's get an introduction going.
Love it. So this is Overslept, which is to me like a legendary Denver band.
Okay.
When I was in college, I saw this band, and when I went to the show, they were described to me as power pop. I don't agree. They're like
Okay.
they're like post-hardcore with really with like pop song sensibilities.
Okay.
And they've been sitting on this record for like several years. I know the drummer Corbin, who is an amazing producer, he and his wife Milena produce records in Denver and have a beautiful studio like in their backyard. Yeah, Corbin Roberts drums in this band, and yeah, when I saw them, I was like, I gotta find a way to play rock music in Denver. So this was probably, I don't know,
So they like almost got you
2017.
into the scene, basically.
Totally, yeah. So this is
Hell
like
yeah.
a foundational band for me, and they just put
Nice.
out a record that they've been sitting on for several years, and they like didn't know how to release it. I don't know, just like band members are in different states of life kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But they finally put it out just like a few months ago, and this is one of the tunes from it. I thought it'd be appropriate for Buddy Bench because they're a little like fancy with it. Like
A little fancy
everything
with
they
it.
do is just like has some ornamentation. It's just like
Okay.
there's a little bit of math, but like very strong pop sensibility, and then like a little bit of the heaviness of post-hardcore. So
All right.
Overslept.
I'm stoked. I always find it hilarious when we have that where we're just like, let's wait for the feedback. It's going to keep
Right.
going for a little bit.
Gotta let it ride.
Yeah, exactly.
That last bass sting was so necessary too, so good.
It really
Yeah.
is.
Just a boom.
Their
There's a-
bass throughout the entire thing is incredible.
Yeah, I was
Such
just
a
gonna
great
say, the
bassist.
groove of the whole song and in those verses too, especially. It's a lot of that
Yeah.
try not to headbang impossible.
Exactly.
Bass,
Yeah.
I see
Totally.
what you mean. They get a little fancy with it. They get a little
Yeah.
fancy with it.
They
That
do.
was
They do.
awesome.
Yeah,
Nick, is this the Corbin that I am thinking of? Does he have
possibly.
a solo thing as well?
Not that I know of, actually. He plays in a band
Okay.
called Juno Rosa, which is like almost like a neo soul kind of
Whoa,
like
cool.
indie pop project.
That's
yeah, he
pretty
and
very
Milena
cool.
both play in that. Milena's a bass player. Yeah, both filthy. But
The bass player in this
Yeah.
project, too?
not this project, but Juno
okay.
Rosa, which is worthwhile too. But
Yeah.
I think Overslept, if I remember right, started out as a singer-songwriter vehicle, and then kind of like open tunings, somewhat intricate like acoustic guitar singer-songwriter type of stuff, and it
Okay.
kind of like
Cool.
evolved into this sort of thing, which is like, I don't know, like it has some proggy elements, and yeah, I just think they're really unique. They have two lead singers, which I think is really cool. They have like somewhat
Yeah.
similar voices.
Very post-hardcore of them.
Yes, totally. But a lot of their songs have like singer-screamer dynamic.
That
but
was what
so
I was
melodic.
expecting
Yeah.
going into the bridge of this. Like,
Totally.
the bridge ended up kind of being another hook, which was cool,
Yeah.
too. But I was really expecting that bridge to just be, like, heavy as fuck.
Totally. And they do go there, but yeah, I don't know.
I think it's cool to play with form in that way, though, where, like,
Yes.
you know, there are definitely formulas to, like, kind of this post-hardcore sound or like other
Yes.
different types of sounds where that would make a lot of sense. And so I
Yeah.
think it's cool that they like they tee it up almost like it's gonna be
Oh, yeah.
one thing and then just don't do it.
There's a lot of that going on this specific record, this newest one they put out, which may or may not be their last one. I don't know. But yeah, it's funny. They have that thing where they're like kind of like a legendary local band where like to a person like me, it's like this band is like a very big deal for me. But they've like been putting out music for a long time. And so there is a lot of stuff in this record that's kind of like set up the expectation, like what would we normally do? Just like totally subvert it. Which like that big bass hit, like that final one chord hit at the end feels like one of those where it's like
So good.
it's like, oh, I wasn't expecting you to do that, but that's rad. So there's a lot of that sort of thing.
I always love the band that is in a scene where it feels like if you exist within that scene, that they're like legendary status. But
Yeah,
anybody
totally.
like 50 miles away would never have heard of them.
That's-
probably,
yeah, totally.
It's always so interesting to see that with any scene really where you've just got like those handful of bands that like everybody knows they pack out a room no matter where they play. I feel like those are the types of bands that you watch and you go, there's going to be a documentary made about them one day.
Right, yeah.
Right.
You know what I
Totally.
mean? Yeah.
If there's
It's
any
so
justice. Yeah.
What's that line in Whimsy Dirge? The local bands on my t-shirts will be thought of as
Dude.
pros.
Oh, yeah.
I almost thought,
Great
I thought
pull.
about picking a Void Cavalier song. Yeah.
Oh, man. I'm so sad that they're not putting out any more music.
Yeah.
At least we always
Shut
have
up.
that one project.
So
Right.
true.
And that one project is really good.
It is.
Yeah, it's like it's like the greatest thing ever written.
I could spend just an hour just gushing
know.
about that project, but
totally,
you know,
totally.
There's a lot of love for Void Cavalier here.
absolutely.
Long live Swamp Emo.
Yep.
Truly.
So my next song is by a band. We were talking about the UP earlier because you said that was the only part of Michigan that you had ever been to, Nick.
That's right.
This next group is a brand new band out of Marquette, Michigan called Null Numa, and they're like a noise rock band. They put out their first EP, I think last Friday, not this past Friday, but the Friday before. And
Sick.
it was produced by, you guys are probably familiar, it was produced by Mike Maple of Liquid Mike.
Liquid Mike?
who's from around there.
That's
so
sick.
he produced it, and I believe may have played guitar on one of the
No
songs
way.
as well. Yeah.
Cool.
We actually went to college together for a little while.
You and Liquid Mike?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
We were in the same degree for a little while. So
What?
like his first band that people kind of knew about, We Should Be Laughing, he produced their first EP as a college project in a
Wow.
class that we were taking.
Whoa.
And I remember him like presenting it in class and being like, "Oh man, this dude has such a knack for songwriting."
So
Followed
sick.
all of that band because they used to just like play around campus and like a couple of like the local house venues and like
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. Everybody graduated, kind of went their own separate ways, and then a few years ago, I heard about Liquid Mike like just before the Paul Bunyan Slingshot album came out. I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh shit!" And I was like, "Oh yeah,
That's
he
the
picked
guy.
up right." He picked up right where he left off as far as songwriting and production and all
Incredible.
of that. But yeah, so he produced this album. I don't know how much else he had to do with it, and I don't really know a whole lot about the band in general because they don't have like a huge online presence or anything like that.
Yeah.
But anyway, this is the second single of the EP called Double Edged Blessing.
Angels lying open heaven. Double-edged blessing will uncrown. Double-edged blessing will cut you down. Double-edged blessing will uncrown. Double-edged blessing will cut you down. Double-edged blessing will uncrown. Angels laughing open heaven. It's will. It's coming down on us. Each slammed it out.
That's so
and then
good.
that transitions into the next track. But
I just noticed
Wow.
that every song is like less than 2 minutes.
oh
Mostly.
yeah, this entire
Right.
project is so short, but it's incredible.
That rocks. It was like
I-
way more post-punky than I was expecting.
Especially like in the bass parts, I feel like it's like that groove that kind of reminds me of like Viagra Boys and kind of
Yeah.
like
Right.
also what's the band that did The Shape of Punk to Come in
Refused?
the 90s? Yeah, The Refused. Kind of reminds me of that a little bit too.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
But,
Just
like-
as soon as that first like blast of noise hit, I'm like,
Yeah.
this is a fucking treat. This is incredible.
Totally.
Da-na-na-na-na.
Just feedback. Yeah,
I love that shit so
amazing.
much.
That's so sick.
The Marquette scene is so interesting because they're like so disconnected from the rest of the state. You know, the
Yeah.
closest like other places that they could play really are like mid Michigan, which is going to be like a 5+ hour drive, or like Green Bay, which is going to be close to a 5-hour drive as well. So they're
Wow.
kind of like in their own little island
Yeah.
of stuff going on. But there's a lot of really cool bands from around there. Partially, I think, because it's one of the two big college towns in the Upper Peninsula.
Yep.
But there's a few bands that have like stuck around there for a while. Guys who are from around that area.
Yeah.
And they've got a cool little scene out there.
My main association with Marquette is Joe Parra Talks With You,
Yeah.
but which I'm a big fan of but that was so sick. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm a member of the swim into the sound Discord, and I'm like, those people will just go bananas for this EP.
Oh, totally.
Yeah. I'm gonna share that for sure.
Yeah, like I said, unfortunately, I don't know a whole lot more about this group. Like, they haven't posted a whole lot online. Everything that they've posted on Instagram has pretty much been a picture with, like, we're playing a show, we're releasing an album, just, like, very basic stuff. So it's like, I would love to know more, but I just can't find anything. So until I talk to somebody who knows more about it, whether I get them on the podcast or something like that, who knows? But
yeah, they're not super Googleable. That's for sure.
no.
Yeah.
There's definitely a few bands that I know that have terrible search engine optimization. Equipment being one of them, although they
Equipment.
are
So
big
true.
enough now that you can type in Equipment Band and it pops up. But there's another
Equipment
local
Band.
band from around here that are called Times New Roman, who
Oh,
also
God.
played the Fresh Fest 5-year anniversary show. But especially their first EP, they decided to be cheeky with it and call the EP 12 Point.
Of course.
It's just
Of
impossible to fucking find. Like, I love
That's
these
so
guys
good,
to
though.
death. I
That is
can't
so
find
good.
your shit when I try and Google
That's
it
amazing.
ever.
I didn't get a chance to listen to them, but when I was looking for a song for this, they came up in someone's like
What?
people also listen to.
Times New Roman?
Yeah,
Really?
I'm pretty sure.
Sick.
Yeah, because I saw that name and I went, "Huh, that's funny. I remember that."
I want to
this
know
morning.
who that is now. That's so
Yeah.
interesting.
I'll have to look later. I'll let you know afterwards.
Hell yeah.
And they also have a song called "Break Shit," which is Limp Bizkit.
The Limp Bizkit song.
Yeah.
Right.
It's just one of those days.
Love those guys to death. Terrible search engine
Amazing.
optimization.
I have to respect it.
Right.
Yeah, honestly, there is a little bit of an art form to it.
Truly.
Almost.
How to become ungoogleable? It's like become ungovernable.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah. All right. So, Chrissy, what is your next pick here?
My next pick was another, Denver local. Our good friend Jake G, man, the myth, the legend. He just puts out some like really fun. There's some really smart stuff going on, but he's definitely just trying to be like as poppy as possible.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I don't know, incredibly like unique, kind of just synthesizing little flavors from everywhere. And it's like, I wish this existed when I was like 16. There is just like such a good like youthful energy to it.
It
And
sounds
he's a
like
pretty
how
young
it
guy, I
feels to
think.
be 16, I feel like.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, like, yeah, he's pretty young too. He's a few years younger than us. I think he's like 19 or 20. Really cool guy. And yeah, I didn't even check out really that first record of his, Moron, when it first dropped.
I had that CD in my car for a little while. It's so
Nice.
catchy.
cool. Yeah, it's so good. I've checked it out finally.
Yeah.
But besides like a couple tracks and then just being like a genuine like person I know in the real life world,
Yeah.
this is like my first front to back Jake G record I ever checked out, and I was just like in love with everything I was hearing from
So good.
front to back. It's just such a fun record.
It is.
So yeah, title track of his new album, Seeds.
I'll wake up in a cold sweat from a dream I'll never comprehend the meaning. Days stained with my regrets. Apathetically just see that now I'm over being careless. I'm over being cautious. I'll rewrite every lyric cause I'm sick of all the nonsense. Sick of empty promises. I'm sick of all your bluffing. Sick of all your songs. Hear you yelling about nothing.
Now I
So
just want to
good.
listen to the rest of that project.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I was like, I want to go
It's
listen to
so
this.
good.
It's brilliant.
Yeah, and it goes straight into this like very just like more upbeat, like like just fun like rock song right after that. That just like I don't know. It's such a fun track. It goes on that weird like kind of compositional journey like somewhere the fucking in
Yeah.
the middle in it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Another
It's such
thing
a
that
fun
I've
track.
noticed every time I listen to a Jake G song is I feel like he has such a specific guitar tone. He's
Yeah.
like one of those guys that like you hear like just a couple notes and you're like, yeah, this sounds like this person.
I have
and
that
I don't
experience
know
too.
what it is.
Yeah, like listening to his stuff, I'm always like, I don't know how he did this as like a producer,
Right.
like which is such a cool experience that I don't get very often because
Yeah,
I
because,
feel like
like-
usually I have an idea of how they did something, but it's just like this is just he just kind of sounds like
Producer
him.
brain, you go, this sounds like a Marshall with a tube screamer
Yeah.
or, you know, whatever.
Right.
And it's like you listen to that and you just go, that sounds like Jake G. I don't know.
I have no idea
Right.
what he did.
Yeah, it's like the most DI guitar tone possible.
Totally.
But like also like especially that big solo like after that weird little journey in the middle, it comes back like weird phasey Brian May like thing going
Yeah,
on.
totally.
It's like, like
so
Gen
sick.
Z Brian May.
To me, it sounds like if you took like a amp modeler type of sound, but then you took the cabinet response model off of it. It sounds
Right,
like if you
right.
just played it through the like modeled like amp with no cabinet. That's what it
Right.
sounds like to me, and that's the only
Totally.
thing that
So
I can
sick.
imagine.
It's definitely
but-
digital. It's like
Yeah.
firmly in
very, yeah.
digital world. Yeah.
I was gonna say, do you know what DAW they work in?
I don't know. I think Jake, from what I'm hearing, especially with like I don't know, it's got to be Logic.
Gold
right?
Wave.
I was
It's
thinking
gotta be
that, but
Logic.
I it's because the
Audacity.
SoCal drums woke me up like a sleeper agent. And I'm hoping that I'm wrong, but
Listen, we know a thing or two about SoCal.
yeah, we
drum
know
kit,
about the
so-
SoCal. Everyone
We
knows
know
about
a
the
thing or
SoCal
two
drum
because
kit.
we've
I
seen
know
a
it's
thing
so
or two.
common. I hear one.
I love the it's like the MIDI trumpet at the beginning, and it's like
Yeah.
Yes.
almost like cartoonishly like
The
just like that
trilly
one
thing.
semitone like trill.
It reminds
Yeah.
me of like
So-
a Legend of Zelda soundtrack or something like
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
It's so good.
And I never even noticed that part until this listen. I think it was listening to it in headphones because it's like fairly low in the mix. And
Yeah.
every other time I've listened to this, it's been on speakers. I think listening
Right.
to it in the headphones was the first time I noticed it actually.
See, it's
so
a headphones
I know
record
it's-
for sure.
I know it's a deliberate choice
Oh,
because
100%.
Later in the album, he has some trumpets that are MIDI. I thought they were real.
Yeah.
Like he like went
Yeah.
the extra mile.
He's like, these
he-
need to
he
sound
must have done some,
as fake as possible.
right, like right off the bat too. How fucking
Yeah.
bold is that?
So sick.
First
I
track,
love it.
like for 10 seconds into your album, and it hits you with that. Like I love that. I love that.
I feel like it's just like gamer influences, like
Yeah, definitely.
Right.
sneaking their way
Right.
into the music
For sure.
in such a cool way. I love
Dick
it.
G is a gamer for sure.
Yeah. Oh, one
Oh,
of
he's gotta
Well, I
be.
mean, wasn't his first EP just called "I Like Minecraft" or something like that?
There's the Lord.
There is that one
There's
track.
lore.
I'm not totally caught up on the Jake G lore. I think it might not even exist anymore. But it's that track. It goes. It's like I like Minecraft. I love Minecraft. I love Minecraft. Like
That was the
ad
whole
infinitum,
first
like
album.
30
It's "I
times.
Love Minecraft," and the album cover is just a sign in Minecraft that says "I
No,
love
it's still on
Minecraft" on
Bandcamp.
it.
Yeah, it's from January
It's still on
2020.
streaming
I love
too.
Minecraft.
Yeah,
Cool.
it's
Peak
so
COVID
good.
activities.
Oh yeah,
For
so
real.
he was like probably a sophomore in high school when he made that. if I would
Incredible.
guess.
I love that shit, man.
The outro of that album is called, or the last track is called Outro Sweden Remix.
So good.
I died in Minecraft emo song. He's amazing.
The best.
What a guy.
I love that dude.
He just exists at like every show too. If I'm like looking
Yeah.
around for people I know, I'm like, oh, Jake's here.
Like
Go
a
on
true
set.
scene head. Dude, I was looking at setlist.com or whatever because I have a spreadsheet
Okay.
of all the shows I've ever been to. And I was like, whoa, like a bunch of A Place for Alice, like performances on out here. Like not full sets, but like we played this show or whatever. And Jake G has added many of them. I was like, shout out Jake G.
That's
Yeah.
so sick.
and truly like a staple of our little corner.
That's
Totally.
awesome. All right, Joey, what do we got up next here?
Okay, so this one's interesting because this is a bit of a fresh find for me currently.
Oh, sweet.
So sometimes when I just let if a playlist runs out, I'll just let Spotify do its own thing and play random stuff.
For sure.
And when I hear those songs, I usually just throw them in the hell that is the saves file.
Same.
So when I found,
no.
So when I found out I was doing this podcast, I was like, shit, I don't really listen to a lot of like new music. I listen to video game OSTs and comedy podcasts all day.
Okay.
So when I was scrolling through the likes file to find something, I found this song, and I like realized right away why it was in there. It's that very nostalgic, like for us, because we're a lot younger than a lot of the people in the scene, but what got me into emo was that like Mom Jean's Tiny Moving Parts type of sound, and this
kind of
has that
2016.
Yeah, this kind of has that going in it with like there's like horns in it and simpler progressions that still like really fit the vibe of the song really well. But yeah, it's by a band called Boxing Day. I believe they're from Wisconsin. And yeah,
Nice.
it's a very cool song.
All right, here we go.
I watch you go. I follow you down. I scream to know how your name sounds. I clean your spell. You turn your shoulder. Oh, how it kills to see friends get older. When I close my eyes, I'm by your side, freaking out on the front porch. You're saying things you don't mean to say, but I listen to you anyway. Yeah, I listen to you anyway. I call a friend, I think back to you, how I walk in circles around my room, and now you're a stranger who knows all my jokes, and I'm caught by the phone line as it starts to smoke. When I close my eyes, I'm by your side, freaking out on the front porch. You're saying things you don't mean to say, but I listen to you anyway. Yeah, I listen to you anyway. I know you still. I think I always will. When I turn to go, don't you follow?
That was great.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
We got a live add to liked songs.
I saw that.
on
I
the
was
stream.
giggling about it.
That was beautiful.
This might be a wild poll, but like when it first started, it was almost giving like Ricky Montgomery vibes.
See, what I was thinking is before the first lick came in, you could have
Right.
convinced me it was a like contemporary Christian song.
Yeah, it does
Dude,
have a bit of
yeah.
that going on, yeah.
But then
Like,
that,
no
first
shade, but-
blues lick.
Yeah.
No shade.
That first like blues lick comes in, and I was instantly like transported like freshman year of high school.
Yeah.
Microwave, much love.
Yeah.
Like, I
Brad,
remember just
that's- yeah,
absolutely being
that's a good
obsessed, like
words.
kind of more
Super like whimper coated.
Yes.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's really funny because I wasn't into like emo around that time. I was a lot more of like a metalhead type of kid.
Yeah.
And so, but it reminds me of like, I was still getting like some of the like pop punk from that era too, those kinds of influences, especially in the vocals, like the melodies really reminded me of that era. And I don't know exactly how to place it, but
Yeah,
it
right.
just makes sense in my mind, you know?
I think how just like the syncopation of how the chords fall too feels from, like that's in the DNA, but it feels like more it feels like a pop punk person who has like lived more life and has more influences.
Right.
Yeah,
That's a good way to state it, I think.
that's beautiful. Like I thought it was just beautiful. Like I don't know, it really spoke to me.
I really like the horns in it too.
Yeah.
They were like a great little counter melody bit. I think it's really interesting seeing the horns coming back into emo music in the last several years.
Bring them back.
Because
Right.
I feel like there was a little bit of a drought, and then
So
it
true.
like kind of came back, and now it's like Kerosene Heights had horns on one of their songs. Place for Owls, obviously you guys had horns on a couple of songs. You guys did the saxophones on a couple of songs.
Right.
Yeah. Aren't We Amphibians got the horns?
Aren't We Amphibians?
That's what I was thinking. Yeah,
Yeah.
forgiving Jeff was a turning point of bringing it back. I think.
Yeah.
I think, it's really cool watching, like, I feel like one group does it and people go, ooh, that's really cool. And then everybody else is like, wait, next time we make a record, we got to do that on one of our songs.
Really got to shout out Cliff Diver too. Like they've always had
Cliff
horns.
Diver.
Yeah.
Cliff Diver, the pioneers of like bringing that back, I feel
Yeah,
like. 'Cause
totally.
that's in
Totally.
the DNA of that band.
Agreed.
Right.
Those guys are so fucking cool.
Amazing band.
Yeah. Side note, I unfortunately think they called it quits a couple years ago, but do y'all remember Perspective, A Lovely Hand to
Yeah.
Hold?
Yep.
I've heard the
Oh my
name, but I don't
God.
think I ever listened to them.
Yeah,
Those-
formative
that's a
band
big
for us,
rabbit
but
hole.
very horn.
Okay,
Yeah, very horn heavy.
Yep.
But yeah.
that'll be something
Named
I'll
after
have
a
to...
Lion K song, which is crazy.
Oh, yeah,
Right,
hell yeah.
Right.
Or the lyric, actually.
Yeah.
I always love that when 10 Month Summer, another great example of a band that just like names themselves after a line from another band's song or something
So
like that.
good.
I always
Every
find
day
that so
feels like 9/12.
yeah.
the home is where.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, Jimmy Montague has his own solo project that's like kind of I don't know how to describe that project, like sort of power poppy, more in the singer-songwriter vein. And then Taking Meds is another band that he plays in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that universe goes pretty deep if you want to dig into Perspective. There's a lot of gold there.
I'm trying to think of who I saw Taking Meds with, because I saw them on a tour at one point, and it was
Nice.
like a random show, but I don't remember. I feel like it was maybe like they were opening for like Mudhoney or something like that. It was something real like off the wall, but it was
Nice.
really cool.
Love that.
So, Nick, what is your next pick here?
My next one is, I think you pronounce it Mofi. This is
Okay.
I think Fort Collins based artist. A Place for Owls just played this festival in Fort Collins called Foco MX. They played it, and they're more in like, it's like indie singer-songwriter, but like almost like slowcore adjacent sometimes. But this song is really super power poppy. But I just think
love that.
they're great. So yeah.
Seems to matter anymore. Yeah,
Such a fun song.
It just
I
made
just
me
want
feel
to
so
roll
happy.
down the windows and drive
Yeah.
into the sunset, man.
It's like a perfect
Exactly.
summertime song.
It really is. Holy.
I was
Perfect
driving
song
up.
to drive to Fort Collins to.
Yeah, exactly. I think I was actually driving to Colorado Springs when I first heard it. It just came out. And that was a song that just made me laugh like multiple times, where I was just like, in the good way, where it's just like, oh, that's so fun, and like not what I expected
Right.
at all. Like a song making me laugh is one of my favorite things. Like,
Yeah.
and actually happened like when, like in the process of doing the Buddy Bench EP, like some of those songs do that to me, which gives me great joy. Yeah, this song,
Yeah.
like the key change, I like the guitar solo,
Yeah.
and that made me laugh. And then the key change, I was like, what is this? What's
Yeah.
happening?
Right. That's
It's
so good.
Yeah, very clever. Like not all that complicated, but just like so well orchestrated. I don't
Every
know.
piece is exactly where it needs to be. Like,
Totally.
it's,
Right.
I mean, even down to like just the little tambourine part and
Yeah.
like the super basic like beat on the drum kit, but it's like exactly the amount of like drive that it needs to like, you know, keep everything moving along without like getting in the way of anything. I love it.
Feel
Right.
that. Yeah, totally. Yeah, it's just like a perfect little piece of sugar. Feels like it could be a hit in like another life or something. I don't know. This band
Yeah.
has like 3,000 to 4,000 monthly listeners or whatever. It's
No,
like,
it'll be in this life because of this podcast. Do your job, audience.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
get out there.
This is definitely something. I've got a couple of road trips coming up over the summer, and I think that this is going to be a mainstay on the road trip playlist.
Great
This
driving
is-
song. Yeah,
Yeah.
agreed.
Yeah.
That's it'll
Another,
always be associated with driving for me.
Yeah.
Another live liked added to playlist.
It's
I saw
true.
that. Yeah.
I'm enjoying the live streaming aspect because that's a fun little game that I can do. Is like I feel like I need like a little graphic of like a live react
Right.
thing to like pop up on screen when I do it. I think that would be so funny.
Yeah.
Yes, I support that.
And if anybody knows any animators and anybody who knows how to like program stuff into Twitch, hit me up. I don't know anything about any of that, so.
Same.
All right, so
I imagine you almost need like a stream deck or something. I think where it like mixes into the video signal or something.
Yeah.
I think
I don't know.
probably I'm
don't
guessing because this streams natively from the website that we're on. I think that I would probably have to have something on the back end that's hooked up to like OBS or something like that. I would imagine,
right.
but I don't know. We'll find out. That is honestly kind of my my project for the year on top of everything else. This is the first year that I'm live streaming the recordings, and I want to do as much as I can to kind of elevate that experience as much as possible, because I think it's just a really cool untapped market that I haven't been able to do anything with yet. So
Love it.
yeah. So our next song was that one that Nick chose? Again?
That was a
The
Nick
last
Weber
one's a
track.
Nick, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So you get to introduce 2 in a row here.
2 in a row. Let's
Yeah.
go. So this next one is a moniker. They go by Silver Pin. This is, I guess, the solo project of Corey Kaufman from Gleamer. So he is a Fort Collins-based producer, plays in a wonderful band called Gleamer, which is one of my like life favorite bands. But honestly, just if you just look at Corey's credits, it's pretty incredible. Like the way he has shaped the sound of kind of like realistic guitar music, maybe like
What do you mean by that? Realistic guitar music.
It's like he tends to do a lot of like shoegaze adjacent type stuff.
Okay.
But like I don't know, just the drums and the way he handles drums and guitars, and honestly the whole thing is just like it sounds like real instruments, real people playing together. Like I don't know. This
very
is something
in a room type of sound,
Yeah.
as opposed to studio
Right.
processed.
Definitely.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Yeah.
Now. All right.
Like there's just
Yeah.
a way he puts things together that I think is like a generational production talent. But this is his solo project, which is like he posted about it, and there hasn't been like really any promo behind it, but it's like him kind of getting back to what he like the reason he fell in love with making music. So
hell yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of in that like slowcore universe, but the whole record is a pretty wild ride. This is just kind of a track that has really stuck to me. But yeah, so it's, I don't know, it's kind of like a seasoned veteran kind of trying to get back to the beginning of things is maybe, I definitely hear that in this track. So
I love that.
Yeah.
I'll turn the air first, part of my letter I could act out the ending, the heart of my stereo. You were not supporting my name, you mentioned the others before July came, you throwing that weight around. If I'm only here tonight, locked to a starting line, I hope we can redirect all of that hate. Fooling the camera, I look to the edge of moments like a line, feeling like I'm different, laughing like I'm home again, left in the yard. Days like a burden, little I can arrive. You tell that you're hurting, a moment I'll never find. You were not supporting my name, you mentioned the others before July came, you throwing that weight around. If I'm only here tonight, locked to a starting line, I hope we can redirect all of that hate. Fooling the camera, I look to the edge of moments like a line, feeling like I'm different, laughing like I'm home again, left in the yard.
I love those chords that he's playing when it gets to those
Yeah.
really big, like dissonant kind of chords. They're so
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. It's
God,
so
what a track.
sick. Yeah.
I love how much that song subverted my expectations the entire time.
Yeah.
I
I thought
was
it was
about
building
to
into
say that,
something
too.
that was going to blow up my speakers, and then it never did. And I actually think it was
Right.
really beautiful for that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was so many points where I was just expecting the dan dan dan
Yeah.
dan dan,
Right.
just something like
Right.
that, and it just didn't do that. It's so cool.
Yes, I'm glad y'all picked up on that, because that feels intentional to me for sure. I think,
Yeah,
this is a person who works on like he's probably has like a few hundred credits under his name at this point. It's like he knows his way around a song in an album, and it's like,
For sure.
I don't know, there's sort of like a beginner's mind element to it where he's like, it's like, how do you not overthink what you're doing and just like,
Right.
and also not just like do what do you do when you're thinking about what people expect you to do? You know, it's like, what do you do just when you're being yourself, which I think is part of a lot of
I
what's
feel
happening
like that's
on that track.
harder to channel as you get further on in your career too.
I think that's
I
true.
think that
Yeah.
it's really interesting when people do those solo projects and they make that a priority of like, I'm just going to do whatever feels intuitive to me and not think about what, you know, the standards of form dictate I do or
100%.
whatever. And I mean, I also get that a little bit from the instrumentation too, because I love the sound of the mixture of real drums and the little like kind of dinky sounding like
the drum machine
electronic
thing.
drums too.
Yeah.
The little drum machine thing that's just like almost like a metronome throughout the entire thing of it.
Totally.
Like it's just like a snare that's just like
Right.
but it's like it's such a cool little rhythmic element that never feels intrusive, but always feels like it's like just doing just a little bit that you don't necessarily notice it when it's there, but you would miss it if it were gone.
Absolutely, yeah. There's not
And I
like
love
there's
the
very few
contrast of
elements.
it. It's like it's a very like mechanical like addition.
Yeah.
It's like really cool.
I think
Right,
that
against the backdrop
along with
of
the
all,
very
like, the strip
organic
packs.
sound of like the guitar and like you said, that guitar tone too, like the very subtle stereo-ness of it, because it's like I can tell that they're panned and it's like 2 tracks, but it doesn't sound like it's not hard panned tracks,
Right.
because hard panned tracks have a very specific sound, and these like there's just a subtle stereo-ness to it that you almost don't even pick up on except for in like small little sections.
Yes, and they're like extremely ampy guitar sounds.
Right.
It feels
It's kind of reminding me of
like sitting in a room with an amp.
Definitely.
Right. Y'all ever check out Pygmy Lush?
I don't
from
know
back in
this.
the day?
No.
I'm not familiar, no.
So I think it's a side project, including a few like X-Page 99 members.
Oh wow.
But it's like really folky, like just like you just hear the room noise like dripping,
Hell yeah.
like acoustic-y, just
Like late
environmental.
2000s kind of era?
I think their first project was 2007.
Okay.
But yeah, like just that like folky, but like definitely has some like kind of like emo-y, like hardcore background, but they're like trying to strip it back and do some like really acoustic-y, stripped back, folky stuff.
Mount Hope, is that the
There's
first?
always going to be that DNA. I think it's the first on streaming. But yeah, that is like
there's
definitely the
another
record
one
that it's
before
reminding
that.
me of.
Okay.
Nice.
I think from 2007. Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah, because I was looking for that too. Like, I definitely want to check that out later because
Yeah.
that sounds really cool.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It
check out that
definitely, like,
whole,
give you the same sort of feelings.
Yeah.
That's sick. I'm gonna check that out for sure. But yeah, check out the whole Calling Room record by Silver Pin.
Totally.
It's a
Definitely
wild
will.
ride. Like it goes a lot of other places.
Like I said, when I'm at work this week, I'll probably be putting on all of these albums
Nice.
at some point. Just
Let's
having
go.
them,
Can you
having them playing
send
in
me
the
this
background.
playlist once we're done here?
It'll
love
be
it.
on Tidal, but I can send it to you.
That's perfect.
Perfect.
I want to listen to it.
Hell yeah, for sure. And I think that brings us to our final track, which was a Chrissy pick.
Nice.
And it's a cardiac song.
It's the only way this could end.
Right. Time to subject y'all to, I don't know, probably the most listenable song they've ever put out. But I don't know. This record came out like a year ago at this point, like mid to maybe late 2025.
Okay.
But it is an album that has so much story behind it. And I kind of just wanted to like showcase it a little bit. It's like very near and dear to me. That's for sure. Cardiacs is a band that's been around, I think, since the late 70s is when they started playing together. They're like ever evolving like demo tape that was kind of like been compiled into like their first album. It was like early 80s.
Okay.
Just weirdo. There's a little ska. There's a little like circusy shit. There's a little like operatic prog rock stuff, a little like punk, like just kind of like that UK punk stuff. Just very strange folks. This guy Tim Smith was pretty much like their main composer, and dude is just like an evil genius. Like just probably the greatest composer I think I've ever in my world to ever exist. Like he is legendary. But this last record, Tim actually lost his ability to speak in like 2008 on his way home from like a My Bloody Valentine concert. He had like a
crazy.
stroke. So this record, he had limited mobility still, and he was able to compose everything himself. And then his bandmates from like all eras of Cardiacs, it's like kind of like an ever evolving cast of characters pretty much. They all kind of came together to like finish this last album, and they were able to find some of Tim's vocals that he recorded back in like 2006. They got like 3 other vocalists that kind of take over for him as lead vocalists on this record.
That's such a cool and insane story.
Right. And it's like, I never thought that like a band as strange and sometimes just unnerving to listen to as Cardiacs, one of their albums would ever make me cry. But hearing Tim's voice on this record last time for the first time, like made me genuinely like cry in my car. It's just such a sweet story. And on that note, this is probably one of the most listenable, almost kind of that like post-punk, like Strokes thing happening.
Okay.
Most like listenable song they've ever done. But it's just a very good like pop song.
All right.
I have spoken true, and wise alibi, with third eye wild, gypsy on mysterious ways I miss you tug my hair, last night tug my self in not the same for a day. How is it you name it that you talk to in a loving way? Make it boxing apart, hair with boxing paws, tail on big feet. I am flame to moth, heron, but rat, hair with boxing paws, flame it is to moth, it not the same. Over moon, your petals frozen to the earth are too soon, but the memory of your silvery moon, like a flame to moth, spoken true. We make our own bliss, don't we, shimmies? I know, yes, do I too? When you miss in the night, sweetness, sweep you asleep. Sweet sleeps, sweep you away. See the sway now. I have spoken true, and wise I will buy, with third eye wild, it not the same. Oh, for a day.
That was insane.
So good.
So goofy.
I love that.
The thing that really stands out to me in this band is the constant deceit of expectation.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
like we're in the middle of a verse and it's in 4/4. Actually, it's 2/4, and these are triplet stabs now.
Right.
Hold this
Right.
mix. Like,
It's shenanigans.
And
There's
I
so
love
many
that they
shenanigans.
It's shenanigans.
yeah.
They
Yeah.
commit to it to the point where like you're just about like fatigued and you're ready to like throw your headphones out the window, and then they just let the song deteriorate from there.
Well, and like going into the chorus, it's so abrupt too. It's like you don't. You're like, all right, cool. I'm like kind of grooving with it, and then it's just like totally different at nowhere.
Right.
Absolutely.
I think on top
just-
of the like Strokes sort of like sound that you were talking about, it also gives me like a 70s prog sound, like Yes or King
Totally.
Crimson or something
Yeah.
like that
Oh, yeah.
too, which is really cool
Which is funny because considering this band was active in like the 70s
in that
and the
era.
80s,
Yeah,
this is probably the most I've ever heard that in their music.
that's so interesting.
Yeah, they started much like rowdier. Great live albums. This band is incredible. If you want to like just hear them at their like rowdiest, just screaming, full on like shenanigans. They're like slapping each other on stage and stuff, like cartoon characters. Like their live albums are incredible from like the 80s and
Okay.
Yeah.
like the early 2000s. Even they're just fucking killing it.
That's the funny thing. They're a band that I've heard the name of like a ton, but I've never really like specifically listened to them. It's like maybe I've heard like a song or two like on the radio potentially, but like
I think they
nothing
had one
beyond that.
MTV hit back
Yeah.
in like the 80s, and they have like one straightforward 80s song on one of their records, and they like tricked the charts essentially. But
Yeah,
really,
it looks like their
they didn't
most
get much
popular
commercial
song
success
by
ever.
a lot is from 1988.
Yeah, they're one of those bands that never really got their flowers. But
Yeah.
a lot of those cool British bands from like the 90s, Radiohead, like Damon Albarn's like huge Cardiac's guy. I don't know, just like the term your band's favorite band is played out,
Yeah.
but I feel like it actually is kind of applicable to Cardiac's almost.
Yeah.
It's so true though, because like I've talked about that, a bunch of times before too, where a lot of the most influential bands were never the most successful. They were bands
Yeah.
that were heard by the right people,
Yeah.
and then they went on to refine those ideas into something that then became more of like a phenomenon.
Yeah.
I always find that very interesting to go back to all of those different things.
This is like a hobby horse of mine. Sometimes I see people discussing certain bands like bands where it's like they weren't influential because people don't sound like them in an obvious way. But I think a lot of those bands have been influential in like much more subtle ways.
Yeah.
But it's like almost impossible to trace besides like someone cited
Right.
them in a specific interview or whatever.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. And it's just such a cool sound that, like I said, it goes a million different places out of nowhere, seemingly. And I love weird shit like that. So super cool stuff.
That chromatic bass
We should make
line
Buddy
break
Bench LP
is
one.
everything.
Right.
Buddy
Yeah.
Bench LP1 should be weird as fuck.
Hell yeah. So I think this is a good spot to wrap it up, guys. Do you have anything that you want to say one last time before we sign off for the episode? Any upcoming shows? Anything else that you just want to mention one last time?
Oh, I mean, not particularly. Yeah, we don't really have anything to promote besides the new record that just came out. But I don't know. I hope y'all dig it. I've never worked on anything harder than this in my entire life.
I've never gotten to record drums in a studio before this project, and I had so much fun doing it.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's really fun.
Yeah, that'll be my sign off note. Real drums, real amps, minimal comping,
Rock and
minimal
roll.
gritting.
Real
Rock
sad
and roll.
roll.
baby.
Real drums.
This has been the Fresh Finds Podcast, the show about discovering new music with good people.